The air crackled with anticipation. A familiar chill ran down Ben's spine. Vilgax was back, and this time the intergalactic warlord was not playing around.
Ben stood defiant, his green eyes locked on Vilgax's imposing figure. The Omnitrix dial pulsed warmly, a beacon of hope in the face of overwhelming odds.
Vilgax, clad in his intimidating battle armor, let out a thunderous roar, shaking the very foundation of the city. His voice, amplified by his helmet, boomed across the ravaged landscape. "Ben Tennyson, your time is up. Surrender the Omnitrix, and perhaps I will spare this pathetic planet."
"I will never let you win, Vilgax. It's hero time," Ben declared, slamming his fist onto the Omnitrix dial.
With a deep breath, Ben steeled his nerves. The fate of Earth, of countless worlds, rested on his shoulders. The familiar rush of energy surged through Ben's body as the Omnitrix activated. A silhouette formed, engulfed in emerald green light, and within seconds, Ben was gone, replaced by a creature never seen before.
Standing before Vilgax was Suarnitho, a majestic bird-like alien with feathers as sharp as blades and eyes that burned with fiery intensity. His wingspan stretched wide, casting an imposing shadow over the battlefield.
Vilgax, taken aback by this unexpected transformation, stumbled back, his single eye widening in surprise. He'd studied the Omnitrix's database, analyzed countless battles, yet this alien was completely unfamiliar. "Another form to add to my collection," he boomed, cracking his knuckles.
Suarnitho, unfazed by Vilgax's threats, let out a piercing shriek that echoed through the desolate cityscape.
This was only the beginning. Ben had an entire arsenal of alien transformations at his disposal. With a powerful flap of his wings, Suarnitho launched himself into the air, creating a whirlwind of dust and debris that momentarily blinded Vilgax.
Soaring high above the city, Suarnitho became a blur of motion, darting and weaving through the air with incredible speed and precision. He rained down a barrage of razor-sharp feathers, each one aimed at Vilgax's exposed joints and vulnerable spots.
The air crackled with energy as Suarnitho channeled his bioelectricity, supercharging his feathers into deadly projectiles. Vilgax roared in anger, his single eye glowing with fury as he deflected the incoming feathers with his massive gauntlets. He raised his arm cannon, its energy core glowing ominously.
Anticipating Vilgax's next move, Suarnitho swooped down, narrowly avoiding the blast from the arm cannon.
The energy beam scorched the ground where he had been just moments before. This was a dangerous dance, a delicate balance between offense and defense. It was time to change tactics. As Vilgax prepared to fire another blast, Suarnitho slammed his talons onto the Omnitrix symbol, initiating another transformation.
Monkeye, a hulking simian alien with immense strength and unwavering determination, slammed his fists together, creating a shockwave that rippled through the air.
Vilgax, momentarily stunned by the sudden transformation, lowered his arm cannon. "You think you can match my strength, creature?" he boomed, his voice laced with amusement and a hint of respect. "Very well. Let us see what you are made of."
With a roar that shook the very foundations of the city, Vilgax charged, his massive fist aimed at Monkeye's chest. This was a direct challenge, a test of raw power, and Monkeye met it with unwavering resolve.
The clash was inevitable. Bracing himself for the impact, Monkey dug his heels into the ground, ready to withstand the full force of Vilgax's attack. The impact sent shockwaves through the ground, cracking the pavement and throwing up a cloud of dust and debris.
Seizing his opportunity, Ben slammed his hand onto the Omnitrix symbol, transforming once more in a blinding flash of green light.
Monkey was gone, replaced by a whirlwind of untamed energy. Buck Wild, a rabbit with the ability to observe different dimensions, burst onto the scene, his eyes glowing with knowledge from the multiverse. Caught off guard by the sudden transformation, Vilgax stumbled back, breaking the stalemate. Buck Wild was ready to unleash chaos, making decisions based on his alternate selves in the multiverse. Buck Wild, a blur of motion, darted around Vilgax, landing a series of lightning-fast punches and kicks.
He needed to end this quickly, decisively.
Frustration built within Vilgax as he realized his usual tactics were ineffective against this chaotic opponent.
Anticipating the attack, Ben slammed his hand onto the Omnitrix symbol, transforming just as the energy beam left Vilgax's cannon.
In a flash of light, Buck Wild was gone, replaced by Portaler, a humanoid alien with the power to manipulate spatial warps and create portals. The energy beam, caught in the warp field, was redirected towards Vilgax, striking him in the chest. Vilgax roared in pain as the energy beam sent him flying backwards. He crashed into a nearby building, the impact shaking the structure to its core. He had underestimated the Omnitrix, and now he was paying the price. Portaler, his body glowing with cosmic energy, opened a portal beneath the dazed Vilgax. Before the warlord could recover, he was pulled through the portal, transported to a desolate, lifeless planet.
Back on Earth, the citizens of Bellwood watched in awe and trepidation as the battle raged on. They had witnessed my transformations before, but this time felt different. They needed a beacon of hope, a symbol of resilience in the face of overwhelming odds.
With a determined glint in his eye, Ben slammed his hand onto the Omnitrix symbol, initiating another transformation. In a surge of dark, foggy energy, Portaler was gone, replaced by a being of pure dark matter. The Void, a humanoid alien with a foggy skull, stood tall, his presence emanating dark matter across the ravaged cityscape. This was not just a warrior, but a beacon, a symbol of hope in the face of despair. The battle for Earth had begun. The voice raised his hands, and a wave of soothing energy washed over the city.
He spoke of courage, of unity, of the unwavering spirit that resided within them all. This was a battle for their world, and they would not stand idly by.
Empowered by the collective will of the people, the voice turned his attention towards the spot where Vilgax had crashed. Without hesitation, the voice slammed his hand onto the Omnitrix symbol, transforming into Full Stop, a Cronian-like alien rumored to be stronger than Alien X, with dominion over time itself. The world around them froze, caught in a timeless stasis. Buildings stood suspended mid-crumble, debris hung motionless in the air, and even the very air seemed to hold its breath. This was Full Stop's domain, a realm where time was his to command. This was a dangerous gamble, for while time stood still, so did Ben's own aging process. He had to end this quickly, decisively, before time itself caught up with him.
He needed the right alien, the right power set, to finally put an end to Vilgax's reign of terror. His eyes fell upon a familiar silhouette, a being of gears and clockwork, a master of time and technology. With a determined nod, Full Stop slammed his hand onto the Omnitrix symbol, transforming into Clockwork, the time-bending alien. Narrator, Full Stop, moving with a speed that defied perception, reached into the Omnitrix symbol and began to cycle through his alien forms.
Time resumed its natural flow as Clockwork surveyed the frozen battlefield. Clockwork raised his hands, and time itself seemed to bend to his will. He rewound the events of the battle, repairing the damage to the city, restoring fallen buildings to their former glory. Citizens watched in astonishment as the chaos of moments ago was undone, replaced by an eerie calm. But Ben knew better. Vilgax was still out there, nursing his wounds, plotting his revenge. This was merely the calm before the storm. Clockwork placed his hands on the Omnitrix symbol, a sense of somber determination washing over him. This was it, the final transformation, the ultimate gamble. He had avoided it for as long as he could, aware of the immense power it held, but also the burden that came with it. It was time to unleash Alien X.
A blinding flash of cosmic energy engulfed Clockwork, and when the light subsided, Alien X stood in his place. The very air crackled with power as the celestial being surveyed the world around him.
And then I reappeared, my armor battered but my spirit unbroken. I had underestimated Ben Tennyson once again, but I would not make the same mistake twice.
This was it. The final showdown. Alien X raised his hand and the very fabric of reality seemed to bend to his will. With a thought, he encased Vilgax in an impenetrable force field, trapping the warlord in an endless void. He was utterly powerless against the might of Alien X.